now here in the greater Kansas City area, we're gonna get a little taste of rebellion.
Following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Yucca Valley, California, weighing in at 220 pounds, Frankie Kazarian.
Kazarian has made it official. He is calling his shot for a TNA World Title match this Sunday at Rebellion. Historically, 4 of the 5 Call Your Shot Gauntlet winners have successfully called their shot to win championships. Can Frankie Kazarian capture the elusive TNA World Championship, the one title he has never claimed?
Unfortunately for the king of TNA, though, it was NXT's Ethan Page who spoiled everything for the king and complicated this world title situation.
And his tag team partner from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 225 pounds from NXT, Ego, Ethan Page!
This Sunday at Rebellion will mark Ethan Page's first ever shot at the TNA World Championship. On top of that, it's the first triple threat match for the TNA World title in over 3 years. No countouts, no disqualifications. First man to gain pinfall or submission will walk out as TNA World Champion.
I'll follow as they lead me to the dark side of the road.
And their opponents, first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 231 pounds, Elijah!
Meanwhile, this man, who's had the back of the world champion for several weeks now, walks into his own question mark at Rebellion. It is the Walk with Elijah Open Challenge. Who will answer in Los Angeles?
Last week, Elijah took center stage right here on IMPACT, and he put out the open challenge, said anybody from anywhere, any company, whether you're an up-and-comer, a legend, a champion, it doesn't matter who's gonna step up and challenge Elijah on one of TNA's biggest stages on the campus of USC, live on pay-per-view and TNA Plus at Rebellion.
And his tag team partner from Edinburgh, Scotland, weighing in at 252 pounds of pure motivation. He is the TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry.
If you'd have told those who founded TNA Wrestling 23 years ago that one day the TNA World Champion would not only appear, but compete at WrestleMania, they'd have thought you were crazy. What a moment it was for Joe Hendry to face Randy Orton at WrestleMania and then appear on NXT this week. However, for those that don't know, you can see that kinesio tape right while Hendry's dealing with a rotator cuff injury he sustained weeks ago here in TNA.
I mean, first thing first, he's showing us just how much of a problem it is. Can't even do his standard entrance here. It's a tough thing. Obviously, doing what he can to continue to compete. You see the kinesio tape around that shoulder. It's a funny thing. Sometimes it feels just fine in certain planes of motion. The next moment, you're lifting your opponent up, you're walking through the ropes, you're picking up a cup of coffee, and your shoulder screams in agony. That's what makes rotator cuffs so funky, so strange. But Joe Hendry throwing that caution to the wind.
TNA's medical staff has recommended that Joe Hendry not defend his TNA World Championship. He went ahead and competed anyway last week at Unbreakable, securing a victory in a mixed tag team matchup against Frankie Kazarian.
And again, you see it even there, just trying to put his arm up onto the turnbuckle to get ready for a tag. There's a wince, there's some pain. You gotta ask that question, at what point does bravery, quite frankly, become stupidity?
I don't think this is stupid, and you completely understand. You've had injuries, but on top of that, rotator cuff injuries are relatively common in professional wrestling. It is a type of injury that I've known plenty of wrestlers in the past who have sustained that injury and just worked through it, sustained the damage, and just kept on moving, done the rehabilitation, and continue to wrestle at an extremely high level. It's possible, but not too many of them had to turn around a number of weeks later, very few weeks later, and defend a world championship, not just in a standard matchup, in a triple threat matchup, 2 opponents.
You're right, and look, I've been in the locker room with those guys talking about yanking shoulders, yanking arms.
Well, cover by Kazarian. Oh, and a kick out by Elijah.
There's a lot of people who have worked through rotator cuff injuries, who have worked themselves, kept themselves on schedule. But I'll tell you this, I've had a lot of conversations, and I know a lot of guys who wish they hadn't, who wish they had stepped away to take some time to recover maybe when they should have.
Oh, now Elijah lighting up Frankie Kazarian. Elijah putting out the open challenge for this Sunday at Rebellion, feeling very confident ever since arriving here at TNA Wrestling. Frankie Kazarian handed him his first loss. And we saw that melee, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, where Hendry got injured. But for the most part, Elijah and Hendry have been a very good team. Teamed together inside a cage at Sacrifice, a number of tag team matches.
So far, so good between Elijah and Hendry. I mean, I had my doubts when Elijah came here. Of course, why wouldn't he have his eyes on the TNA World title as he sends Kaz careening to the floor?
Kazarian and Ethan Page from NXT trying to get things back together against the TNA World Champion Joe Hendry and Elijah. Our main event continues on Impact. And we are back here on TNA Impact. This is our main event, a special programming note. Next week, we'll be live in Irvine, California for TNA Impact. Get your tickets now via TNAWrestling.com. Impact will be live on AXS TV, Sportsnet Plus in Canada, as well as TNA Plus worldwide, beginning at 10 p.m. Eastern next Thursday. An important programming note, but right now, we're just days away from Rebellion this Sunday in Los Angeles on the campus of USC, live on pay-per-view and TNA Plus. On the countdown to Rebellion, Elijah is going to be holding the Walk with Elijah Open Challenge. Meanwhile, Joe Hendry, riding high off of WrestleMania but dealing with a right rotator cuff injury, must defend his TNA World title in a triple threat match against Ethan Page and Frankie Kazarian.
And you talk about how I had my doubts about Elijah having Joe Hendry's back, having the right motivations. He's proven himself thus far, to his credit. But meanwhile, this team on the other side of the ring, yeah, not exactly the well-oiled machine that I think they'd want to be for this main event.
Similar paths traveled for Ethan Page and Frankie Kazarian, but they're very similar scumbags as well.
They don't play well with others, let's put it that way. But Page, pointing across the ring, he says he wants Joe. Ethan Page and Joe Hendry, of course, very familiar with each other already.
NXT No Mercy. Last year in Denver, Colorado, Joe Hendry challenged Ethan Page for the NXT Championship. Joe Hendry, to this day, the only TNA wrestler to main event a WWE PLE. That night, Ethan Page defeated Joe Hendry, and you can see Hendry is smarting. That rotator cuff injury is going to be a major factor here and this Sunday at Rebellion.
Even just a lockup, a simple lockup to jockey for position, and Hendry had to wince a little bit. He had to think about it, he had to protect himself.
Off the ropes. Oh, went for the hip toss there with the right arm. That had to hurt.
He went through it again. Instinct kicks in. I get it. But each time that happens, a little bit more wear and tear.
And again, you can see the limited range of motion for Hendry.
Look at this, Hendry getting him up. You know, Hendry often will hold that vertical suplex quite a while longer, Tom.
Ethan Page came down hard on his ankle, it looks like, and a kick out. Page grabbing at his right ankle, tag made. In comes Elijah.
And you see Hendry quickly having to tag out there. This is clearly not the situation the champ wants to be in.
And again, begs the question, it's a triple threat match at Rebellion. No countouts, no disqualifications. Hendry doesn't even have to be involved in the decision to lose his championship at Rebellion.
He's going into that very unpredictable situation, a wounded animal. A target.
Oh!
A champion already has a target on their back. Now Hendry literally has a target painted on his shoulder.
And Page takes advantage. Kazarian attacked on the outside. That created an opportunity for all ego Ethan Page.
And if there's one thing Ethan Page is proudly, it's an opportunist.
Oh! Ethan Page certainly made a name for himself in this company between 2018 and 2021. To this day, he is one half of the longest reigning TNA World Tag Team Championship duo, the North, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander.
Can you imagine there's a world where we saw Josh Alexander go on to be the longest reigning TNA World Champion of all time? There's a world where Ethan Page, the other member of the North, has his own reign, makes his own records.
Off the Rude Awakening and a kick out at the same time. Could Frankie Kazarian finally realize his goal of nearly 25 years and capture the TNA World Championship?
The one thing, the white whale, if you will, the one thing left on the resume of Frankie Kazarian is that world title. He's done everything and anything else in this business. One item remains to be checked off the list.
Now Page legal into the matchup. Elijah getting rocked by Ethan Page. You and I have talked about it a number of times in regard to this partnership between NXT and TNA. We've seen a number of times where NXT and TNA stars have challenged for championships in the other company. If Ethan Page, of all people, were to capture the TNA World Championship and bring it back to NXT, that would send shockwaves through the world of professional wrestling.
No doubt about it. We've been riding lightning in terms of those matches.
Cover. Kazarian trying to put away Elijah in this tag team match and a kick out.
Yeah, we have more than one of them at Rebellion this Sunday. History has a chance to be made yet again.
Now Kazarian backing Elijah into the corner. The heavy hitter Elijah trying to fight out of the corner, and Page grabbed a handful of hair. Hendry trying to alert the referee. Kazarian charged at Elijah.
Elijah, though, still managing to fight.
Well, now look at Elijah trying to counter Kazarian.
Counter for counter there.
Oh, with a knee there by Elijah. Down goes Kaz.
But it opens up a doorway. Hendry, injury or no, is ready for the tag from Elijah.
And there's Ethan Page lying in wait, taking away the tag option of Joe Hendry. Ethan Page attacking the injured shoulder. And back inside the ring, Kazarian's kicking the hell out of Elijah.
You don't gotta like it, but it is damn sure effective. The referee out there checking on Joe Hendry.
Hendry's hurt. Hendry's hurt even worse.
I mean, he walked into this match hurt. Now it's just been compounded X number of times.
Ethan Page and Frankie Kazarian in complete command of this main event match.
And now there's not even anyone for Elijah to tag.
Oh, there goes Page across the ring.
Once again, Elijah opened that door, opened the window, but Hendry's just barely making it back to the apron. what is left in the world champion at this point?
And Joe Hendry back up to the apron. He can barely hold on to the tag rope. Elijah desperately needs a tag.
It's a bad way for that side of the ring, but there it is!
It's Hendry to meet Kazarian and attacking with that injured right arm. Goes back to the left now.
Look at that, again, just out of instinct. Still does it!
The fall-away slam, but at what cost? Now,
oh my God, oh my God.
Oh God.
He's got to think about Sunday, Joe. Think about defending your title. This isn't worth it.
And a fall-away slam to Page.
Somehow, some way, Hendry has managed to hit everything he's wanted to so far in this matchup.
Up onto the shoulders. Down goes Kazarian, trying to win this matchup to clear the way to Rebellion and a kick out. Joe Hendry put in 12 years of hard work to get to the TNA World Championship, and he's got to endure. He's got himself in this situation. He's got to push through. He's got to believe.
You hear the old phrase, holding on by a thread. That's Joe Hendry's arm, but at what point does the thread snap?
Uh-oh. Is it time for Fade to Black? Oh, no. Cover! Cover! Hendry nearly won the match. And now Kazarian with a power slam. Off of the middle rope and a leg drop. Landing on top of that shoulder in the process. Cover! Oh, and a kick out by Hendry.
Classic Kaz, but Joe Hendry able to stay alive. Now Kaz looking like a man with a plan here.
Kazarian so close he can taste it with hooking that injured right arm for the chicken wing.
Switching sides there, smart move by Kaz, but wait.
Ethan Page has made a tag. I don't think Kazarian wanted to be tagged out.
No, Kazarian was working on that arm, but
oh, down goes Kazarian. Page is legal, however. Page takes down the champion. Cover. Oh, and another kick out. But you saw Hendry had to get the right shoulder off of the mat.
Every kick out, agony. Every moment still in the ring, pain for the world champion.
And now Ethan Page trying to direct traffic. Kazarian and Page trying to work together.
The crowd here in Missouri believes, but belief does not cure tendons, does not fix bones.
On a superplex from Page and Kazarian. That's gotta be it. Oh, and Elijah playing defense. Look.
Everything's starting to break down here in the main event. As we are on the eve, we are on the verge of rebellion.
Oh, now Elijah. Face first goes Page. Oh, now Kazarian. Backstabber delivered to Elijah.
The hits just keep on coming.
Hendry off of the ropes. Cutter delivered to Kazarian.
Once again, going into the playbook. Hendry digging. He's finding something. But how much is left?
Hendry trying to push through the pain. Can he deliver the standing ovation, however? Oh my God, oh, Kazarian was up for a moment, but not long. Elijah tags in. Page refuses to be tagged in by Kazarian.
Page has had enough dissension.
Hold on into the waiting arms of Elijah. Time for the Highwayman's farewell. Cover. Elijah and Hendry beat Kazarian and Page.
Here are your winners, the team of Elijah and the TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry.
And Page looking ready for Rebellion. But meanwhile, Tom, the TNA World Champion, in a crumpled heap in the corner of the ring.
NXT's Ethan Page has his eyes on the prize. Frankie Kazarian has got to get himself together before the biggest opportunity of his career. But for Joe Hendry, will belief be enough at Rebellion?